Every year there are around about 1,000 reported electrical accidents that occur within workplaces, and around about 25 of these are fatal. Mains electricity, high voltage cables, batteries, static and even lightning can be found in the workplace. A government report by the HSE showed that most common electrical injuries and deaths came from direct contact with electrical charge and can be a direct result for many reasons. These reasons can include badly maintained equipment, especially portable electrical equipment, items or machines that encountered overhead power lines, the use of unsuitable electrical equipment in areas where there is a high risk of explosion, coming into contact with underground power lines while using hand tools or machinery, or finally, working with live mains power or where a body part came into contact with a close live source of electricity. What happens here is electricity passes through the body and heads through to earth. The body will convulse as electricity passes through the muscles. A current as little as 10 milliamps will cause muscle contraction, which can cause the hands, for example, to close around the source of electricity so the person can't release it. The amount of damage or injury will depend on the size of the current passing through the body, the length of time that the person was in contact with it. Also, the path of the electricity went through the body will affect what injury has actually occurred. If the conditions are wet, a current as little as 60 milliamps can be fatal. This reduces the body's resistance and can affect the heart's electrical activity, causing a cardiac arrest. Burns are also a problem as electricity enters the body, but also where it exits the body. These burns can be very severe as electricity penetrates deep through the body, and these burns can be very painful and slow to heal. Electricity can cause sparks, and this can result in fire or explosion. The first aid treatment will be to ensure that the scene is safe, as you don't want to be injured by what's hurt the patient, and if they're live when you touch them, you could be shocked in exactly the same way. If in any doubt at all, touch them with the back of your hand, and if the muscles do contract, then your hand will pull away rather than grip the live person. The first thing to check is if they're breathing. You may establish this by talking to them, approach them, go through the process we've learned in earlier videos. If they're not breathing, you'll have to deliver CPR. If they are breathing but not conscious, place them in a recovery position and look out for any other injuries on their body. If there are no other urgent first aid procedures, then you need to assess for injuries as you might need to treat for burns. Patients can also be burnt by touching hot metal which has been heated by electricity, even if they haven't actually been electrocuted. Other injuries can be an injury where they fall or they're thrown back and hit by flying objects or exposed to sharp wires, melting or dripping plastic. Finally, children are also at risk of electrical injuries as they put things into sockets or play with electric equipment, or they can damage electrical wires. You should always take correct precautions anywhere children and electricity could mix.